All right, all right. You are tuned into Heart Connections. It is 10:33 right here on KineticHiFi.com, your community station with international inspiration. I am your heart coach, Adelai Brown, and it is time for some Heart Talk. Heart Talk is the talk portion of our show. It is the meat of the show. This is why we come together, because the truth of the matter is you can listen to music any place, but we come together to connect our hearts so that we can transform our lives. This is a time for us to renew our minds and restore our hearts and souls. I encourage you to have an open mind. My goal is to support, encourage, uplift you, enlighten you, and support you along this heart process. This segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And you can pre-order your copy of Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again at theheartconnections.com, theheartconnections.com. And you want to do it because coming soon, the introductory price will be going away. You want to get it for the low price of only $10 when you pre-order. And one last thing I want to tell you, if you want to watch live or catch me on YouTube, catch this Heart Talk later, make sure you go to bit.ly/heart connections, bit.ly/heart connections. And my website is under construction, so you have the link to the Kinetic Hi-Fi, my website, my books, everything together. I'm working on it. It's all a work in process and in progress. And that's a little bit about a little bit of what we're going to talk about in this segment of Heart Talk. We're talking about predicaments, problems, issues, things of that nature. And I want to talk about it because in my quiet time this morning, I was reading Matthew chapter 13, and it talks about, it's the parable of the sowers. And it talks about, it said the kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. So what happened was, you have good seed that was planted, but the enemy, his competition, the farmer next door, was jealous of how good his crop was, right? So what is he going to do? Throw some weeds in there to try to kill a crop, suffocate it, maybe cause it not to yield enough fruit. I feel like many of us have been caught in predicaments, difficult, unpleasant, embarrassing situations that make us feel like it's suffocating our lives, it's sucking the life out. I want to encourage you right now and let you know that your seed can grow amongst the weeds in your life. We're going to have to separate the meat from the bones. We're going to have to separate the wheat from the tare, as the Bible says. You have to take what you can and throw away the scraps. It's like anything. When you buy food, if it's in any type of packaging, or if you like peanuts, if you like ball peanuts, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to eat the shell, right? You like the peanut on the inside, but you have to go through that shell and get rid of that shell so that you can get to the peanut. What I'm trying to say is, the situations that you're going through in life are not uncommon. You are being asked to move forward despite whatever is going on. I just want to encourage you and let you know that you're not crazy. Yes, it does feel like sometimes that people are out to get you. Yes, it does feel like people don't have your best interest at heart. Guess what? A lot of times they really don't. There are a lot of people who say they love and care about us, and they don't. There are people who never say they love and care about us, and they make it clear that they don't. And then there are those that we just don't know. What I'm saying is, regardless of what situation you may be in your life right now, I want to encourage you to keep nurturing the seeds. Keep nurturing the gift. Keep watering the seed that's in you. What am I saying? If you started a business, keep working that business. If you're married and you're going through some things, things may be good right now. Keep watering the seed. So when the time does come, maybe the rain isn't flowing the way it needs to, or the sunlight hasn't come out for a couple of days, your consistency will allow you to keep going until it all comes to an end. We'll talk about how we overcome the weeds at the 11 o'clock hour. But right now, I just want to talk to you about existing among the weeds. Many of us exist among weeds in our life. There are certain pests, for lack of a better term, just pests, things that get in the way, predicaments, issues, conflicts, dilemmas. These things come about not to stop us from doing what we need to do, but to help us get more focused on what we need to do. We live in a world where everybody is ADD or ADHD. Everybody's being diagnosed with that. And I'm not making light of anyone who may be dealing with something. I feel like many of us, we just want a quick fix for situations that can't be fixed. It's like giving a hungry baby a pacifier. I mean, how long is it going to last? Feed me. And we're being fed with more information, more satisfaction for our physical body, but our souls are empty and dry and thirsting. We're shot, we're hurting, we're angry, we're frustrated, we can't focus. Now I'm talking to you about staying focused amongst the weeds. Don't get distracted by what's going on. There's a path there for you to travel. There are things for you to nurture. I'm not one that's big for gardening, but if you keep reading in the passage in Matthew chapter 13, the servants of the farmer whose competition put these weeds, these pests through these dilemmas and predicaments and these conflicts, he was causing all of this in this man's life. So the servant said, well, should we just go and pull the weeds up since we can see the weeds? Shouldn't we just go pull them up? He said, no, let's not do that. Let's wait for the harvest. We'll pull them all up at the same time, and then we'll separate them. We'll take the good stuff and get rid of the bad. I feel like some of us are in a situation where we want to rush some of the difficult situations in our lives. We want to bypass through them. We don't want to feel that pain. We want to numb it. We want to fix it. Just let me get this divorce. Just let me move to this city, or just let me stay where I am. I don't want to go with you. Just let me keep contemplating and praying on it. I don't want to make a decision because I don't want to be forced to have to deal with what if it doesn't work out. Let me tell you something. You're just going to have to go through it. You're just going to have to do it. And you separate it when you get there. And I know for all of my planners, but my people who like to, if something starts at 9:30, you get there at like 8:15, ready to go. I know this is like difficult for you. But guess what? Just as much as somebody like me would need help with making sure I'm there at 9:30, you also need rest and knowing that you don't have to be so perfect and always there on time so early. And sometimes it can be excessive. Everything needs some type of harmony and balance. It's never going to stay even all the time, but you have to find a way to make it work for you. And that's what that farmer did in the passage. He saw the negativity that came at him, and he had a choice. He could waste away all of the work that he'd done. Excuse me, guys. Okay. I don't know. Devil, get away from me. We got us a good show going today. And I don't know what's going on with this. Or maybe it's operator error. I won't blame the devil. It's me. Y'all pray for me. But back to the weeds. I'm still learning, still making sure I work this thing out the right way. And oh gosh, if you watching on live right now, you be cracking up. This is so funny. I cannot believe this just happened. Okay. Well, we're going to keep it going. And anybody that's on YouTube right now, you're getting a good little laugh. I'm not even going to say what I got going on in the studio, but we're just going to rock it because we talk about living life with the weeds, right? I'm going to tell you something. God, you're a good God because you're definitely going to make me practice what I'm preaching. All I'm saying is, this is so funny. Okay. Y'all pray for me, all right? We just got a lot of stuff going on in the studio. But we're going to rise up. We're going to rise through all of this. We are going to make it through. I know that this is helping somebody. That's why we have the type of opposition that's going on right now. But it's all good. It's all good. Let's get back to what we're talking about. And this is what I'm talking about. The weeds in life. I just had a weed situation take place in the studio a couple times. You heard it on the air. If you're watching live on YouTube, bit.ly/heart connections, you can get a good laugh at me right now. It's all about knowing how to roll with the punches, understanding that, especially those of us who are walking with Christ, you don't have to get all worked up when things come your way. You don't have to pull the weeds up. You don't have to disrupt all of the work that you've done. Sometimes circumstances come in our lives to throw us off track. And that's what happened in Matthew chapter 13. And that when that farmer servants were like, should we pull the weeds up? He was like, no, we're going to leave them there. We're going to leave them there. We're going to leave them there until the time comes for us to pull everything up. Because if I pull the weeds up, I might mess up my good fruit that's planted with the weeds. And that's what I want you to think about for this segment of Heart Talk. We're going to come back at 11:30 and talk about living amongst the weeds. But for now, I just want you to understand that the problems in your life aren't necessarily supposed to end right now. The things that are going on in your life right now, it's not that you're bad. It's not that you're doing something wrong. You're absolutely doing what you need to be doing. And if you're not, these circumstances are going to help you get on track. So count it all joy. Count it all joy. I'm I'm just cracking up at what I got going on right now. But let me tell y'all something. I'm saying it on the air. I've said it before. What God is about to do in my life, the weeds aren't going to stop it. The weeds have already tried to suck away all of the nutrients and try to take away all of the goodness and the substance so that my fruit couldn't grow. And I know there's people listening who can feel what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is just like those good seeds in the ground that were there when those weeds were planted, we're about to rise up out of this, up out of the dirt. You thought you killed me. You thought you buried me, but I'm a seed and I'm growing. And no pest, no pesticide, no nothing, no trampling through, no bird, no enemy farmer, no nothing can get in the way of me being where I need to be. That's the mentality we have. That's how we have to move through the dilemmas and the predicaments in our lives, these difficult, unpleasant, and even embarrassing situations. What just happened in the studio could have been embarrassing, but I think it's funny. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna definitely go back and look at this video and laugh at how we just roll with it. We're gonna rise up, right? And do what we need to do right here. This has been Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, right here on kinetichi-fi.com. Make sure you pre-order your copy of Help, Save Me From My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again at theheartconnections.com. And we're going to rise up amongst the weeds. Our good fruit, no matter